Hi, this is Lilia with the Help Yourself podcast. And with me tonight, I've got Julia McKee from Anderson Aromatics, an award-winning skincare and much more brand. Julie, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right for a Thursday afternoon, evening even. No, it's good. I'm all right.
So
Nice and
that's
quiet here.
you're in your little lab there. I can see you've got all your products.
Yes.
So you've got a nice
Yeah,
space to create.
yeah. It's very small, but I've made absolute maximum use of everything. There's shelves everywhere. So up here I've got all my essential oils and I've got all my carrier oils. So yeah, it does. It's dedicated workroom because some people think I actually make my products alongside my chili and my cooker in the kitchen. Honestly,
Well, I think some
they do.
people do.
They do. They do.
So listen, obviously, I've used your product and absolutely love them. But one of the big things, obviously, as you know, our problem is that we're all getting poisoned slowly by pretty much
Yes.
everything we do. And what I really wanted to talk to you about was how you can use a lot of your products. It's no stress. You don't have to make any changes. It's a spend shift. But I think really what we want to talk about is an understanding of the toxicity in our own homes and the toxicity of the things that we put on and in our body that are, and I
Mm-hmm.
think especially nowadays with these kind of really burgeoning rates of disease, we need to get as many of the simple things changed that will, that we can
Yes.
do without stressing ourselves out. It's not like saying, don't eat this, don't. It's just like, look, use this. The body can recognize it. It'll
Yep.
help your body rather than burden it. So
Yep.
before we talk, I want to talk about your whole range because you've won awards too. I was looking at that. Good Health,
I have.
Bambini.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
fantastic,
And
fantastic.
I
How
think
did you?
I won Special Skincare of the Year 2 years in a row. That was a really good year. 2021, 2022. So
Fantastic.
it's really
So how
good.
did you
Yeah.
get into? Tell me how you get into it first, and then let's go into the.
Well, it was way back in the year 2000. I did bookkeeping and secretarial work my whole life, and I just didn't want to do it anymore. Didn't want to do the 9 to 5 working in offices. Um, so I had decided I was going to go and do an aromatherapy, clinical aromatherapy course. So there's a bit of a difference. Clinical aromatherapy is the study of 55 essential oils, the therapeutic abilities, and how you can treat the body with them. And then I had to learn, obviously, Swedish massage and then clinical aromatherapy massage, but also anatomy, physiology, and pathology. And just before I went to do that, it's called salicylate intolerance. I overnight, my world changed in early 2000s by taking Voltarol, which had created this massive, massive effect in my body. It was an overdose of ibuprofen, and I still live with it, learned to control it. So as a result of that, I found out salicylic acid is ever present in skincare. So I had started reading the ingredients, turning the label around like I did in Superdrug or Boots, wherever I was, looking for salicylic acid, and realised how many
It's everywhere.
ingredients there were in every single one of these products. I was horrified. So when I started my clinical aromatherapy course, across 2 years, came qualified, and my mum and my brother had eczema and psoriasis, and I made the blend of essential oils and a carrier oil to put on them. And my mum was like, no, I know when we're going out and about and I've got my trousers on, could you make me a cream? So I then went and did a cosmetology course and learned to make my own all natural skincare. Lots of different recipes, learned a lot about it, and then had to go a step further and learn how to make skincare products without the use of chemical preservatives or all the other ingredients with alcohols, chemical fragrance, and even an ingredient called a penetration enhancer. That's a chemical that makes it absorb faster. So if you look at them all, there's myriad of them. It's absolutely shocking. So that became the start of my learning process. And this is me now, 23 years later. I'm making my own skincare. I'm teaching people about what to avoid, and where I can, I go to, and attend markets. So I go to markets so that I can meet people and explain. You really need to simply turn the label around and learn what's in them. So that was my transition from working in an office to a clinical aromatherapist to where I am now. And it took me 5 years from deciding to launch my business in 2017. I had 8 products, all self-funded, went through all of the legislation, took me 5 years, I have to say, blood, sweat and tears, and there were many tears because it was very rigid and there was a lot to learn. But I got there, and all of my products are notified on the cosmetics product notification portal. They all carry a safety certificate. So yes, most people give up at that point because it is really tough, but I just kept on going, and now I have 28 products, and I still have an office job to bring in a dedicated income, because everything that I'm making, I'm putting back into the business to grow, to get a better website, which I've got this year, and to hopefully have a wee shop in the main street in Bothwell. That's the dream. But no, I'm passionate about it, and I'm passionate about teaching people what I know, because I've learned so many people haven't a clue what's in their skincare, and it's shocking. We just take it for granted. If it's on the shelf, it's safe because it's been tested. It's shocking.
It's the same with food. We've trusted these goons with our health, and slowly but surely, you know, we're starting to realise, I hope, that it's nothing to do with our health. It's all to do with the old pound.
It's all down to the ball. Yep, it's all down to dollar.
So well done. Well done you in breaking through all the legislation, because sometimes I think they set out to destroy your creativity, your entrepreneurial spirit, because really you have to have a good set of keeping on to, you know, to eventually get through all that. So that's fantastic. So you've got, what I wanted to really talk to you about tonight was the in the house, the you know, cleaning, green cleaning. Now you're coming to the festival, or if you're watching this, at our very first Wild Medicine Festival, and you know, as I know, it's super exciting, and you won't be able to have a workshop because there'll be too many people there. But you're going to do a demo on on your workshop. So just talk to us a little bit about the toxicity in the home, because it drives me crazy. I can feel it burning in my nose when I walk into people's houses. Oh my God, bleach.
Bleach. We don't have bleach in this house.
No.
We are totally free of any chemical fragrance, any additives. I will show you the green cleaning kit. So everything that I clean my house with and even freshen with, they're in these glass reusable. I've dropped these and they are sturdy. The window cleaner and the fabric freshener. So that's all I use to clean my whole house top to bottom. So with the chemicals that are in your cleaning products, it's not just those, I'll cover other items, but there are 85,000 chemicals have been introduced into our world in the last decade. That's a phenomenal amount. They're known carcinogens, they're known endocrine disruptors, they're known to affect your autoimmune system, they affect your lungs. Like you said about bleach, it just goes for you. It's just, they're killing us. And we are now in a house where the past decade, It's been lagged. Everybody's attics have been lagged doubly. The walls have been filled, and we've all now got those double or triple glazing windows, and our houses don't breathe anymore. So the chemicals are trapped and we're breathing them in, we're absorbing them. So it's not even just about just cleaning, it's also in your clothes wash powder. Absolutely chronic, the amount of chemicals that are in those. Fabric softener is one of the biggest, most potent volatile organic compounds that's out there, and even
Never
the baby
use it.
ones. I don't use it either. It's candles as well. If you're not ensuring that you're buying a soy wax based candle with just aromatherapy essential oils, then it's another toxin that's added to your body. Paraffin wax gives off a black soot. And also if you've got chemical fragrance on top, which, let me just make everyone aware, chemical fragrance, hazard warning 8 out of 10. It's a known toxin to the body, to plant life, to animal life, aquatic life, to everybody. And that's in everything. So if you're burning a candle and it's paraffin wax and it's got fragrance in it, you're killing yourself slowly. And those plug-in Glade things, they are absolutely horrendous. So that's talking about some of the things in the home. So if you were to take all of those cleaning products that you've got from under the sink, just turning them around and reading them. I don't have fairy liquid because I don't use it, but anyone with fairy liquid, turn the label around, read it. It's a hazard warning, and it tells you it's harmful to aquatic life long term. So it's got, I don't know if you've heard of sodium lauryl sulfate.
Yes.
That is a chemical that's added to make your shampoo like foamier, your hand wash, your clothes wash. We are programmed to think that lots of bubbles means clean. It doesn't. It's just that that's what we think makes it clean. So your shampoo, your conditioner, your body wash, your shower gel, your soaps, they all have that in them. And it's also in your toothpaste, as if it's not bad enough you're ingesting it. So that's one of the biggies. The other big one is methylethlysine. Now, it's a preservative, but it's also used in clothes wash powder and cleaning products. Now, it's been linked to neurotoxicity. So we know these things are harmful, but what happens is when they're, even if it's your washing up liquid, your clothes wash powder, they're allowed to use a certain amount of it, which is legal. So that's what they do. Sometimes they try and hide the amount that they've put in it, which is you can't decipher what's on the packaging. So there's that. There's also colorants, and then you've got major called humidifiers. No, that's not the right word. That's not the word I was looking for. I can't remember what it's called. Come back to that later. But we were talking about bleach. Bleach, for anyone with asthma or lung conditions, should never have it in the home. And again, it's harmful to aquatic life and everything else. It's going down into our drains, it's in runoff, it's going into the rivers, the seas. So, and well as that, it's killing us. So the green cleaning demo that I'm going to do is literally to show you how you can take about 15 or 20 bottles, plastic of course, which will get, most people reuse them. So these are 500 ml glass, with these are plastic, by the way, but they are so sturdy. I've been using these now for about 5 years. I've only replaced the pumps twice. And that's all because I dropped one of them. So it's about using natural ingredients that you can, for the fabric freshener, you spray in your carpets, you can spray it in the dog's bed, you can spray it on your curtain. What I do when I've got my clothes out of the washing machine, and in winter when you have it indoors, you don't get that fresh smell. This is what I spray my clothes with. It's got lemon, bit of chamomile, a bit of lavender in it. But the lemon is the deodorizer. Also, like, it's antibacterial, it's antiviral, but it sticks to clothes. And it's really good for items like wool. It can help them remain that little bit fluffy. So that's a fabric freshener. Again, if you've had, we all know what it's like cooking fish, that smell hangs around forever. I just spritz that up in the air, in the kitchen, and even just a little bit of above the cooker, and that takes those smells away. For window cleaning, I think we all remember Granny used to use vinegar and give it a good old wipe with
newspapers.
Newspapers. And I was like, but Granny, surely that's making it dirty, the ink. She's like, it doesn't. It gives it a good shine. And I watched her and I was like, that's unbelievable. So this is 75%, the cheapest distilled white vinegar you can get. And then you've got some other ingredients on top and some essential oils. And it's the best that I've ever used. When my son likes to use this, he does all the window cleaning, and it really does bring them up shining. So again, you're not killing yourself. It does smell a bit vinegary to begin with, but that smell dissipates, and then you smell the essential oils that are in them. But it's also a glass cleaner. So any mirrors, I've got made the mistake of getting full length mirrored wardrobe doors to get those. But it makes them spick and span and shiny. They look great, and there's no streaks. And then there's all-purpose cleaner. Now this again is with all natural ingredients. The ingredients that go into it, they're like bicarbonate of soda. There's borax. It's called borax, but it's a non-toxic borax, so it's a substitute. If you were to use borax, it has harsh ingredients. So this I use all of my worktops in my kitchen. I pour some into my mop bucket and I clean my floor with it. So again, it's got lemon in it, and it's got some tea tree oil and a little bit of ginger. So you add on whatever you want, as long as you've got the antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, they are in there, and they're also really good for your health. So you're cleaning, but you're also breathing in the healthy benefits of aromatherapy essential oils. And this is what I spray in my toilet instead of bleach with the brush.
I was just going to ask you, because people think, if that smell of bleach says, oh, it's clean.
We're programmed to
exactly,
think like that.
Exactly. So, and I know exactly, but I think that's really great to know that everything that you've mentioned there is things that you can actually drink, obviously in certain small quantities, that will actually help the body and the fungus and the antibacteria. It's so interesting. Of course, it's doing that out there, and it's not doing any harm, which is
key. It's not. Yeah, there's no harm at all,
and it's cheaper. I'm assuming in the long run.
See the all-purpose cleaner. To refill 500 mils, you're talking about £1, but that goes on and on forever. It's 500 mils. The fabric freshener is about 70 pence. The window cleaner is about 60. So you're saving a fortune. You're reusing the bottles, so there's no waste whatsoever. And that's, for me, I even love just picking it up with the feel of it, as opposed to a plastic bottle with it's simple labeling. That's all you need.
Yes.
Just those 3 items, that's what I clean my whole house with.
Do you sell these? Do you sell these?
I do. I used to do in-person workshops before COVID. People would come along, like, do the demo, I'll show you exactly how to make them. But I do sell the kit where I used to do an online video, but now I just send people a link if they want to watch a video, but it's self-explanatory. I just put everything in that's required, as well as the 4 bottles of essential oils, the bicarbonate of soda, the borax, whatever's needed, package it up, and I send it off with all the instructions, with my brochure that is From Harm to Harmony, which goes along with it, which is...
I like that. From Harm to Harmony.
It is, and that's exactly what it is. So it's explaining the reason why. It's not about scaring you, it's about making you aware to make informed choices. And it also comes with a list of 8 known carcinogens in skincare. And that's another one that's worth a good read. And that's only 8 of them. Just trying to summarize.
I know. I think that because we've been in this world and in this world of toxicity and how you can cut it down for a long time, you assume that everybody knows, but they don't.
No,
And also, I think as well, you need reminded, because it's very easy. I know when my mum was diagnosed with cancer, I went into her cupboards and took everything out and actually bought e-cover. I know sometimes they're not, they're a better version of. I know they're not, but I thought I was doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we can talk about that. You're maybe not meant to mention brands, but we will anyway. But the reality is, when she needed a refill, she just went back to her old brand, because that's what she knew. We always had fairy liquid in the house.
Yep.
The same soap powders, etc. People get very familiar with their brands and very loyal to their brand. But I mean, I think if you're really, I think most people now are getting an understanding of the levels of toxicity that we're living within. As you say, 85,000 chemicals. We know we put about 60 into our body in the morning before we even go out to work.
Yep.
Between our hair and our skin and our washing and all the stuff. So, it just makes sense. It's just a really simple way to lighten the toxic load for the body. So so that's brilliant. So people that are listening can get that from you, from your website. Fantastic.
You can get it from the website, and I will be bringing some kits with me to the festival. So I will have some. I'll only have about 10 or 15 of them, but I'll quite happily give people the recipes themselves. They can go and buy these items, and they can buy the essential oils themselves. So I will be handing those out free of charge to anyone that wants them. They can do them at home themselves.
Fantastic. So people can come and see you at the festival. I think it's a Friday, your workshop.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's brilliant. And talk to you and get reminded, because sometimes the information, you just need to hear it a few times, don't you, before it actually sinks in. Yeah. So let's talk about your baby range as well, please, because that's another, I think first time mums are usually pretty on it with that stuff, much more understanding of the power of breast milk, the power of all the crappy Johnson products I used to put my kids in. You had no idea this.
And talc.
I know.
Just Johnson and Johnson's baby talc on babies' bums. It's got like formaldehyde in it.
I know. And
so
lead.
It's lead. It's horrendous. Mental. No, I launched a baby range. I always had, the first few products I made was a healing cream and a healing shea butter, and that was for my mum and my brother. So they don't just heal eczema, psoriasis, they do dermatitis, helps with rosacea, acne, for anyone with issues in their scalp. You can rub it into your scalp. But again, it's just a simple, natural cream with no chemicals, no alcohols, made using the best quality essential oils. In my work, you can't see because I've got a full shelf of it up here. I use Nails Yard. They are the best quality. You can trace them. You can see videos of where they come from. So they're sustainably sourced, which is really important as well. So using essential oils that are antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, antispasmodic, they heal a variety of issues. There's a great wee pot of cream to have in your kitchen cupboard or your bathroom cupboard. It's really good for skin tags, burns, and bites, things like that. So the only reason it couldn't be used on babies and children is that they can't use tea tree oil until they're beyond 2 years. So I set about doing a range for babies. I've got a healing shea butter, for babies and a healing cream. And this was the gold award for all of the UK in the Bambini Baby Awards last year. Yep, gold, because it's 100% organic. It's made with Castile soap based from olive oil. It's, you know, when they squeeze the olives to get that oil out of it, the remainder that is left is used to make soap. So it's organic Castile soap and essential oils. So it's top to toe. It does hair, body. It'll not even sting if it's in the eyes. So that's the other important thing. And it's brilliant. I made a mistake of just making it for babies. So some of the kids, like 3 or 4, I'm like, that's for babies, I'm not going to use it. But my kids use this as well. So for their hair, and I even use it in the shower as well. It's a toxic free, but more important, organic and safe for babies from 3 months up. No baby beyond pre-3 months should ever be washed with anything other than water. But 3 months upwards. So that's the safeness of it. The baby range is doing well.
Fantastic. And so then you've got your own full like adult range.
Adult range, yeah. So after the healing cream and the healing shea butter were launched, you probably noticed from the logo emblazoned, I have an absolute love, fascination for all things rose. I have roses in the garden. When I have roses, I don't watch the TV. I just stare at how beautiful they are. It's the scent that comes off them, the way they fold. But of course, out of all of the essential oils I studied with, the most expensive one is the one I fell in love with, because it takes so many roses to press to make an essential oil. So All About Rose was born, and I mean, there were lots and lots of trials before getting this one right, because I love rose water. So I tried it with rose water and I couldn't quite figure out why it was sort of like going off after a couple of months. And then I figured out if there's water in it. Now, this is quite an important one. If there's water in any of your products, it has to have a chemical preservative in it. Because if you leave a glass of water sitting out for even a day, 2 days, you wouldn't drink it. It starts to break down and it goes off. So that's why I couldn't use rose water. So what I did is I started using a rose hip carrier oil, as well as the rose essential oil and geranium. So that was the one for me. So I always say it's made for me, by me, and that I just love it. Still love it. So then, because I had a moisturizer, I needed a cleanser. So again, sodium lauryl sulfate is in all those foaming facial full of chemicals. I do not agree with anyone using a foaming wash. What you're actually doing is stripping your skin of its natural oils. And our body produces these oils to protect it. And if you're stripping it away, your heart goes into overdrive, produces more oil from what you've taken away, and more on top. And that's how people go from that, oh, my skin's nice and tight, to oily. So it goes from one extreme to the other. So by cleansing with an oil, you are mirroring the sebum in your skin. And a small bottle of cleansing oil can last you, that's the larger one, can last you months. But it also takes off waterproof mascara. You can spend £4 or £5 on an eye makeup remover, whereas this one bottle does it all. So along came the rose cleansing oil, and then there was a moisturizer for men, and then that grew arms and legs. Men don't like to have the same colour labels as women, which has become apparent. So I've launched a new men's range, and it's all about Helia and manly and Viking, and they don't like using a cleansing oil, so they have a cleansing balm. So it's just, they've just progressed from one product to another, and it's, yeah, I'm trying to hold myself back and not keep making more and more and more, and just stick with the range that I've got. But people are always going, why don't you do that?
Yes.
So if I explain, yeah, why don't you do that? And every single item that I make and put on the market has to be product safety tested. It's £200 for one. Then there's the design of the label and the printing of the label and the buying the vessels, and then there's the lids, and then there's what goes into them. So it's never that straightforward, and that's why it's taken me 5 years to get to 29 products.
Yeah, but that's fantastic. I think it's quality, isn't it, not quantity?
It is quality, and it's also cheaper than shop bought stuff.
Absolutely, and it's fantastic.
It is cheaper,
and it's due to the power of the aromas. I mean, I love aromatherapy oils. I mean, I feel that smells, for most people, they just take you to a place, don't they? They really work with the vagus nerve and this nervous system. So there's just so many.
Olfactory.
Yes, exactly. So that's great. And you're going to be around at the festival, so people can meet you and chat to you and pick your brilliant brain.
And if anyone has any skin issues, come see me. Bring your moisturizer. If you're worried that it isn't great, bring it along. I'll explain to you what's in it, and talk you through how to bring yourself back into balance. That's the way I put it.
Fantastic. Well, listen, thank you so much. I am excited to get this information out. I think festivals for me are the way, people are already open and, wanting to come to the workshops and the talks. So, and I'm sure, the fact that you're saving money, saving brain cells, and all the microbiome that live on and in us. I mean, it's just a no-brainer, an absolute no-brainer.
It is. So I can help you with toxicity from the outside in.
Fantastic. Well, listen, thanks a million for coming on the podcast, and I will see you at the festival, if not before.
Well,
thanks a million.
Can't wait.
Cheers, Julie.
Take care now.
Bye.
Bye.